Hello everyone. So welcome to my channel, Na Sedyanka. What is this channel? Who am I? What's going on here? I'm going to just do a little introduction today. So I'm from Bulgaria and I was born there. I was raised up there in that country, and then I moved and I lived in a different country where I have so far been living for 25 years. It's a long time. And so I have a lot of experience in one place and then another place. I speak multiple languages. I've met different cultures. I love different cultures. I decided to create this little channel so that I could offer short videos about my country. And how this came to be, it's a long story, but in a nutshell, most recently, I was asked by friends and loved ones things like, hey, would you teach us about the history of your country? Would you talk a little more about your culture? They were interested, and I genuinely appreciated that because I haven't had much of a chance to talk about Bulgaria. And granted, the school system doesn't talk much about Bulgaria. As a matter of fact, over the 25 years that I lived abroad, I had experiences with different people where people would ask me questions. So they would say things like, who are you? Where are you from? And as soon as I would say Bulgaria, they would say, oh yeah, I know, that's Bolivia, right? I know Bolivia. And I would have to say, no, 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 I'm not from Bolivia, I'm from Bulgaria. And then people would say, okay, where exactly in Africa is Bulgaria? So I had to explain a little more. Well, Bulgaria is not in Africa. They would ask me questions like, do you speak Arabic? Do you speak Spanish? Do you have your own written language? Do you have your alphabet at all? Do women in Bulgaria have rights? Hot topics, very hot topics. And I had to explain and figure out ways to relate, which I didn't take offense. I don't like taking offense because there's no way that we all should know about every single culture around the world. We all don't know everything, and we are all learning. It's a constant experience, gradual experience. And just in the way in which I have learned about other cultures, I noticed that people were actually genuinely curious about my culture. But then again, I went to school abroad and I noticed that nobody ever mentioned Bulgaria. And so I thought, that sounds like a great opportunity. Why not? Why not? People had asked me questions, things like, do you guys have water pipes in Bulgaria? Do you guys have electricity in Bulgaria? Do you guys have toilets in the house? Or do you guys drive vehicles? So I thought that was sweet. That was sweet. Somebody out there had the courage to ask those questions, to really learn and grow. And I was shy about creating a channel. I didn't know how to begin. I'm not a computer professional. I don't know how to edit videos. I've never taken classes like that. But I can do basic things. I can do this. Why not? And so once my friends and loved ones started pushing me and really inviting me genuinely to really, hey, do something, share some history with us, I felt inspired. I felt like that could be a calling. And I genuinely enjoy that, so I would be glad to share, and that's going to be the purpose of my channels here. I'll be sharing short stories about Bulgarian culture, traditions, customs, history, so you're welcome to join. If you are not interested in this topic, of course you don't have to join. The decision is yours. You have free will, and this is a free world. At least we are all striving for that. I am. And if you do like this topic interesting, join me over a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, or for a walk, hiking, or if you want to rest and just watch, that's completely okay. I called my channel Na Sedyanka because this literally means, from Bulgarian language translated into English, it means a place where people sit together and they share. And so for centuries, if not millennia, and that's another topic I'll be covering in the future, But for so many generations, my people, Bulgarians, practiced Na Sedyanka. It actually still continues. It goes on nowadays in the villages in my country. I remember as a child going to certain villages and seeing old women sitting in benches together. They were Na Sedyanka. What it originally meant really depends on the region. Some people will say that the young used to get together so that they could meet their loved ones. Some other people would say that the older people would get together so they could work on handicrafts or sing songs. Um, in general, Na Sedyanka is basically to sit together and share experiences. People would share drinks. Why not a hot coffee? Why not a tea if you're a tea drinker? If you want to warm up some red wine and put some spices, hey, that was a tradition once upon a time. Of course, you'll have to double check that your age allows that. Make it safe. Make sure that you're an adult if you're doing that. But most of the time people would gather together na Sedyanka so that they could sing songs, share poetry, create poetry, so they would express their feelings. And they would engage in handicrafts. So they would embroider, they would sew clothes, they would crochet and or knit. They would spin, they would weave, and they would talk together. And all of these crafts I love. I have been taught how to do them, some of them better than others. I'm a little better in crocheting, for example, than in weaving, but I grew up with these things and I love learning. I believe that I can keep on learning and challenging myself throughout my whole entire life. That's part of the excitement of life, anyways. So if you're new to this, or if you are yourself, if you have a niche, a hobby, feel free to use that. Maybe you can join the channel and crochet. Maybe you can feel some motivation from this channel to engage in your own area of interest. How about woodworking? How about working on glass? Who knows? Crafts, creating things from scratch. So that's what I intend to include in my little channel. It wasn't by mistake that I chose to include my whole attire. Yes, this is traditional Bulgarian folk clothing attire. We call these nusi in plural. In the plural it is nusi, in the singular it is nusia. It's basically nusia. It comes from a word that's to wear, to carry, to wear. You literally wear those clothes as you present yourself to the world every day. And for us, the clothes are very symbolic. They carry deep meaning. For instance, the embroidery, it used to be hand embroidered, handmade, and it meant different things. Maybe about the background of a person, maybe about the culture, maybe about the beliefs of a person. I'll cover that in upcoming videos as well. I hope to do that. I do cover, yes, women have rights in Bulgaria. We'll talk about this, and this is my own personal choice. I just love it. It reminds me of my tradition, and again, this is the traditional attire, Bulgarian, style. When I thought about the question, who could present on Bulgarian history and culture and traditions, I thought maybe it makes sense. I mean, I am Bulgarian myself. Who else? Yes, let's do that. And I love all of those topics. I love backing up the information that I share with resources that where I have derived that information. So you'll see in future posts, I'll be adding the links or the resources or the books and so forth. So you'll have access to those. If you have any questions, I'll be happy if you put a question or a comment in the comment area. I'll be happy to address those. So if you come from a different culture, feel free to share what your culture does. How do your people get together and support each other? If something feels really like it's hitting home, like it feels familiar, feel free to share. I'll be happy to hear about this from wherever you come from. Why not? Let's sit at Na Sedyanka and share some community basically. I know that this is over video content, it's not live, and this is a challenge and also a blessing, I would say, because it allows us to kind of each live where we are, each carry our own independent living style, lifestyle, while we're also scratching up the surface with some hot topics on culture and traditions. But like I said, I also really enjoy, or I appreciate, the fact that YouTube allows for comments, because that is the life nature of those videos and channels of that sort. Feel free to share where you come from and how you spend village or community time together. Some of you might wonder, what's this in the background? Why did I choose to have stockings, Christmas stockings specifically today? We are actually starting the month of February, so yes, it's not Christmas, right? It's at least not, it's not the Western Christmas, but I will be happy. I'll cover some of that information in the future, as Bulgaria has some really interesting history with that's related to the calendars, changes of calendars and ancient calendar. Me particularly, I love decoration, and so as a child, I grew up in a family where my family, my parents, as well as my neighbors and friends, we all in our community would decorate beginning in December, celebrating Christmas or the Nativity of Christ, and then the New Year and a bunch of other holidays. And Bulgaria has a lot of holidays. And typically this decoration, we would keep it all the way until the first snow. So that in Bulgaria, because we get a lot of snow, it could have lasted us into the month of March, sometimes into April, which as a kid I loved, because there was color, there was decoration, there was celebration. So I was a happy kid in that way, seeing all the decor. And nowadays, as an adult, I love that. I like the touch, the feel, the look of something authentic. And there is a part of me, as you'll see in the upcoming videos, that's playful and creative. And yeah, these things are part of that. Why not? So feel free to join my channel if you are interested in this kind of topics. You may join, click that subscription button, and receive future notations, updates. If you're not interested, that's completely okay. Everybody has their own cup of interest, and if that's not yours, that's completely fine. I respect that. But then again, if you are interested, welcome. Let's do Na Sedyanka together in this modern age, so to speak, with the ease of technology. So I hope to see you or establish some kind of contact in the future. You all are welcome, and there will be follow-up short videos. Thank you and welcome to Na Sedyanka. Bye-bye.